Hello, this is Faith at Faith and Books, and I'm making this on the evening of May 20th, but I'm hoping to put this up on July 1st, which is the first day in the Plastic Free July Challenge, which I'm participating in, and to which I am tying my own sustainability reading challenge for the month of July. And so I thought on this first day, I would talk about the thing that kind of launched me. It was a book that kind of launched me into being much more aware of plastic pollution. And the book is, and I've mentioned this before on my channel, it is Plastic, A Toxic Love Story by Susan Frankel. Now, when did it come out? I'd like to see what year. 2011. Okay, so I chanced on this book, by accident. I had some free time, and I was hanging out at the Barnes and Noble, which has closed since, and they had a table with books for sale that were discounted, and I just saw this one the actual book has a bright yellow cover, and I picked it up and I just started reading it, and I was immediately immersed in the whole idea that plastic is this thing that is, our toxic love story, because it's very, very useful, like medically. I think plastic has just helped advance medicine in just almost miraculous ways. For instance, in the month of July, I'm going to have cataract surgery, and what are they going to replace my diseased lens with plastic? It's going to give me my ability to drive at night and see clearer and read better. So plastic in medicine, yeah, I get it. But plastic also comes at a very, very high price. And in terms of how destructive it can be to the earth. And so we need to really, rein it in. And instead, we just use plastic for everything. Things we have I'm older, and I remember days where we didn't have to rely on plastic so much. It's just everywhere. So it's a real problem. And this book really opened my eyes to it. Plastic, A Toxic Love Story by Susan Frankel. And the weird thing about this book is I bought it that time, and then somehow I didn't have it anymore after a few years. So I went out and I bought it again, and I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. So I try not to buy things on Amazon very much. I have a Kindle. I've had the Kindle for years. But I did download this because, this book had such an impact on me, and I wanted to be able to talk about it. And I might reread it for July. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to read in July, because like I said, I'm making this on May 20th, even though you're seeing it on July 1st. But I might very well reread this because it really had such an impact on me. So Plastic Free July, you should go to the website, and you can join the challenge if you haven't done so already. And one of the first things that I think when you're trying to fight plastic pollution is to give up relying on plastic water bottles. Plastic water bottles are such a scam. There's nothing good about them. Now, there is a caveat, because there are places where it's very hard to they've run out of water. Or you're living in Flint, Michigan or something, and you can't. There are occasions when maybe resorting to plastic water bottles makes sense. But in many, many cases, it doesn't make sense. And where I live, it truly doesn't make sense. We have really good tap water here. We don't have a water shortage at all. I live in a place where it rains all the time. And so it's just not necessary. And I'm old enough that I remember the days before plastic water bottles. They did not become popular till, I don't know, when I was in late high school or in college. Before that, nobody carried around plastic water bottles. First of all, there were water fountains everywhere. Like, they were just water fountains. You'd be at a mall or something, there'd be a water fountain there if you wanted to get something to drink. And people just would carry water in thermos. We didn't even have water bottles, like we have nowadays. You would just use a thermos. You would just put water in your thermos. And if you were going on a picnic, or you were at some sporting event and people needed water, people would just bring these great big thermoses with a little spigot, and you'd use your Dixie cup or whatever. That's how people were able to get by fine without bottled water. I remember in high school, Perrier became this big thing. And those are in glass bottles, little green glass bottles. And everyone made fun of them because they were so yuppie. And they couldn't believe that you would spend that much money on a little bottle of water. It was sparkling water. But then somehow it got accepted. And then all of a sudden there were all these plastic water bottles everywhere. And, we don't need it. The trouble with plastic water bottles is the water itself, that water can actually come from tap. It doesn't have to be spring water. It's not well regulated. The industry is not well regulated. They often resource the waters or source the waters unethically. Like, it's really questionable. Companies like Nestle and that sort of thing. And they tested various brands of water and compared them to tap water, and some of the bottled water was worse. It's not even like you're not getting good water. And so it's just silly. And so, and it causes so much pollution. It's just so bad. So the first thing to give up, in my opinion, the very first thing to give up when you're trying to get rid of being dependent on single-use plastic is water bottles. I hardly ever, and this has been true for years, use plastic water bottles. Every once in a while when I'm caught off guard, like I think the last time I had a plastic water bottle was when I was traveling up to Boston, and I forgot, I don't fly very much, so I forgot that you should bring your own water and you have to empty it out to go through security and then fill it up again. I just didn't think about it. So, and I was really thirsty. I was flying. I needed to drink. So I did get a bottle of water then. But that's it. Like, even in cases where people are trying to hand me bottles of water, I will refuse them. I was at a conference at my church, which I'm so mad at my church because they should know better than this. And they were handing out these little bottles of water. And I just went and got a coffee cup, it was a paper coffee cup. And I went to the sink and I just got myself some water. So I knew it was perfectly good water. Why should I go? Why did they bother to buy water bottles when they could have just gotten some pitchers out and some paper cups, and people could have. It's just so silly. We do not need it. It's absolutely wanton, destruction of the earth for no good reason. So it's a very good first step when trying to break away from plastic dependence. So with that said, let me tell you how I take care of my needing to drink. And I'm somebody who gets easily dehydrated, so I have to drink a lot of water during the day. And so this is the one that I use. I think we got this at a thrift store. I think we might have gotten it there. It's a little bit dented, but it's not cracked. It's perfectly good. And I've been using this. I think my daughter maybe got it. I have no idea what that means, what that's for. And I like this one if I have to go somewhere, if I'm going for a walk, or if I'm like taking a 6-year-old to Little League practice or something and I want to bring water with me, because it has this handy dandy handle. Now the handle, this is made out of plastic, so that's not good. But the rest of it's stainless steel. So, and we got it at a thrift store for cheap, so it's fine. And this is the one that I use, and it fits in the cup holder in the car. So this is one I use when I need to go out. But sometimes when I'm, I don't have it here with me. Sometimes I don't even bother with this. And I have a Tivana, a tall Tivana ceramic, those things that they have. I wish I had it. I I had it earlier and then I must have taken it out. Anyway, it's just a tall ceramic cup, and it's pretty thick ceramic, but it fits really nicely in my cup holder, and it's a little bit tall. And so I just fill it up with ice water and I put it in the car and I sip at it as I drive around doing errands or whatever. So I don't even need a water bottle per se every time. This is if I have to go out and walk around and need water. But if I'm just driving around in the car, I'll just bring like a cup. And other things you can do, like this is a water bottle. It's not a water bottle. It's a bottle of club soda. But like when we're done with the club soda, this is the type of bottle that I would sort of eye and go, this is a good thing to carry around. Now it might be too thick for the cup holder, so you might have to put it somewhere else in the car. You have to see if it works. But this is nice because you can fill it up with water and keep it in the fridge and then grab it to go. And I don't know, it might give you just as much water as this. I don't know. So, if you already have something like this, you don't need to go out and buy an expensive stainless steel water bottle. You can just use something like this. Or, mason jars are a good thing too. And they have this nice lid on them. So, put some ice water in that and just carry that with you. So, and they're pretty sturdy. I mean, they can break, but they're pretty, just be careful. And then you can go out and get these really expensive kinds. This is my daughter's. Again, it's got the plastic lid. There's some that you can get, it's all stainless steel, which is probably better. The thing about water bottles is there is a downside, and the downside is you can lose them or you forget them, right? But if you lose them and you've bought a really expensive one like this, that's kind of, that's really annoying. So I like to think of it, this would be like make a nice Christmas gift for somebody, because you're spending a little bit more. They're like, $25 or something like that if you were getting a nice big one like this. And then would make a nice gift. And then they would have a really high quality stainless steel water bottle instead of a thrift store find or, just reusing a bottle like that. But what's wrong with this? This is perfectly fine. And then a couple of hacks that I do when I find myself out and about and I've forgotten my water bottle or whatever. I'm in some situation where I need to drink some water and I don't have it with me. Two things that I've done is, like, if you go into a place like McDonald's or something, you can just get the paper cup that they have and go to their, where they have the soda fountain or whatever, the station that they usually have outside. They don't have it behind the counter anymore. They have it outside. And you just fill it up with water. You don't need the plastic cap or the straw. You're a grown-up. You can walk around with an open drink. It's all right. I mean, it's just it's not alcohol. It's just water. And if you don't want to spill, just don't fill it up quite up to the very top so that, it can slosh a little bit without spilling. And just use that. Just drink that. The other thing you can that I have done is I've sometimes, if I need something to drink and I don't want to buy a plastic water bottle, sometimes if you go into the beverage section, they'll have, you can find kombucha in glass, but I like those honest teas, and I'll buy one of those and I'll drink it, and then that's a nice bottle and it's glass, so you can clean it. And just reuse that. Just use that as your water bottle. So those are a couple of ways that if I find myself stranded, I don't, I'm not reduced to buying a water bottle when I don't want to, like I did at the airport last November. So, all right. So that's my 2 bits for the first day of July. No more bottled water, no more plastic bottled water. It's just, everything about it is wrong. However, if you're in a place like Flint, Michigan, or you're out west somewhere where they've run out of water and you might have to be reduced to drinking bottled water, I get it. In emergencies, it makes sense. It does not make sense for us to just be buying bottled water and just drinking it all the time. It really doesn't. It's really reckless. So, all right. So that's it from me. Happy reading. Well, reading this particular book probably isn't going to make you happy, but it's going to galvanize you. It's going to convict you. And that's a good thing too. So, all right, okay, until tomorrow. Bye-bye.